to visit Dogwood Thanksgiving weekend in 1992. But 10 months before that visit, I took a course in Evening at Emory that prepared me to write all of these speeches. At the time I decided to take that course, I had no idea that Toastmasters was in my future. The name of the course was Breaking the Writer's Block. You know how sometimes when you write something, it just flows so easily, it's so fluent, and you feel great, it's wonderful. And then there are other times when you face that blank sheet of paper on the computer screen and you have no idea what words you're supposed to put on that paper. The teacher of the course, whose name was Paul Schumacher, said that as soon as you get an assignment, you should write everything you know about that topic that will prepare you eventually to do the writing. He also said that perfectionism is a very debilitating disease. The reason that we get writer's block is that we want to be perfect, or at least very good. Why write something if it's not going to be good? And we feel like we can't make it good. And there are many different kinds of writing assignments that we get. Sometimes it's a school assignment. Sometimes it's making the decision in Toastmasters that we will give one speech a month in order to complete our competent communicator in a timely manner. Sometimes it could just be an email that we really want to impact the person that we're writing to. The cure for perfectionism is the free write. And whenever I start doing a free write, the first thing I do, for the title, I let it be free write on whatever the topic is. That frees me from wanting to be perfect and wanting to feel like this is it. This is still a preliminary thing. When you do a free write, you just write. If you can't think of anything to say, you just say, I can't think of anything to say, I can't think of anything to say. After you've done that a while, you'll think of something to say. You don't worry about punctuation, capitalization, or grammar. It's much easier to edit than it is to create. So you will be able to take all those errors out later. And after you have written for however long you choose to, you put this document aside for a few hours or a few days, depending on when your deadline is. When you come back to it, you will find that your subconscious mind has magically solved the problems. Our writing really goes on in our subconscious if we can just access it. Soon after I joined Toastmasters, my husband and I went on an amazing trip to Mexico. So many things happened, much more things than would fit into 5 to 7 minutes. So I came home and I really wanted to make a speech on it, but what to talk about? Which of these many things should I talk about? So I just started writing about everything without thought of how it was going to fit into the speech. And after a while, I realized that the main event in that trip was an unbelievable overnight road trip that lasted from dusk to dawn. It was over the mountains in western Mexico. It was extremely rural. You saw no lights. It was just pitch black. And the road was full of potholes. There were wild animals and domestic animals everywhere. There were no gas stations. We were advised not to go on this road, but we were told that there was a gas station in Yakura. We got to Yakura, and the gas station had closed 2 years before. So we were riding through this rural area, thinking we were going to run out of gas and just be stranded, because it was Saturday and everything was closed on Sunday in Mexico. After many more adventures, a missionary sold us a few gallons of gas from his private tank, and we were able to make it to the airport on time. Has anyone heard of Joyce Carol Oates? She is a novelist, a very prolific novelist and college professor. She says that in order to figure out what to say in a book, she has to write for several months. If it's good enough for Joyce Carol Oates, it's good enough for you and me and our dogwood speeches. Mr.